Sunjin was still upset about what had happened earlier. Even though he didn't feel like talking to Minsu, he missed her. However, his pride wouldn't let him text or call her back. He knew he had to see her that night, but he was still angry and didn't want to face her while in that mood. Just then, he received a phone call from his father, inviting him to play golf the following day. He agreed, but wondered what kind of game his father was playing this time. The next day, Kim and her father joined Sunjin's father at the golf club. As they sat together chatting, Sunjin's father expressed his happiness at seeing Kim's father bringing his daughter along for a golf game, mentioning that his own daughter found it boring. They both laughed. Kim then asked if Sunjin was coming, and his father informed her that he was running late but would be there soon. Looking at Kim, he asked if she was the girl all over the news for being seen with Sunjin. Kim blushed and confirmed it, apologizing that he had to find out that way about their relationship. She explained that she and Sunjin had been seeing each other for a while and that he had suggested keeping their relationship low-key. Sunjin's father, now happy, admitted that he had been angry because he didn't know who the woman was, but since it was Kim, he was relieved. He questioned why they would keep such a thing a secret, saying they made a perfect couple. Kim, still smiling, claimed that Sunjin was holding on to someone else and had suggested that he wasn't ready for a relationship. She added that she was afraid he was going to break up with her. Sunjin's father, now displeased, assured her that Sunjin would not do that. Kim then mentioned that he was still occupied with someone else. Recognizing who she was referring to, Sunjin's father asked what he could do to help. At that moment, Kim's father interjected, stating that Kim was at the right age for marriage and that a family union between them would be a great match. Sunjin's father smiled, admitting that he had been worried about who his son would end up with. He then suggested that they quickly arrange an engagement since the two were already acquainted. Kim couldn't hide her excitement. Finally, her dreams were coming true. When Sunjin arrived, he was surprised to see Kim and her father. Before he could ask what was going on, his father told him to talk to Kim and promised to speak with him later. Sunjin's father then walked away with Kim's father, leaving Sunjin alone with Kim. Unhappy to see her, especially after what she had done, Sunjin made it clear that he wanted nothing to do with her and told her to leave him alone. He urged her to stop whatever she was doing, then stood up to walk away. Kim rushed after him, expressing her love and pleading with him to give her a chance to prove that she could be a good woman for him. Sunjin, unfazed, told her that he did not love her and, in fact, hated her more than she could imagine. He declared that the only person in his heart was Minsu, and that Kim would never have his love. As he tried to walk away, Kim held his hand, questioning why he chose Minsu. She pointed out that she was beautiful, from a good family, and intelligent, while Minsu was none of those things. She called Minsu a mere foreigner who only claimed to be Korean. Hearing this, Sunjin turned back to face her, now furious. He reminded her that Minsu was everything she was not and everything she would never be. He firmly stated that he was going to marry Minsu and that Kim could go burn in hell. Kim, instead of being hurt, laughed. Sunjin watched her, wondering if she had lost her mind. After laughing, Kim told him that it was too late because their fathers were already arranging their engagement. Confused, Sunjin asked her what she was talking about. Kim revealed that his father believed she was the perfect match for him and wanted them to get married. Sunjin, now realizing the extent of the situation, called her insane and walked away. That night, Minsu waited for Sunjin again. She didn't want to go home without seeing him, as she had missed him so much. Woobin came by and urged her to leave, telling her that Sunjin was not going to show up again. Minsu refused to leave. Woobin sighed and told her that she was being stubborn. He admitted that he wasn't feeling well and needed to go home. Minsu told him she would lock up and that he should leave without her. Woobin reluctantly agreed but confessed that he didn't want to leave her alone at night. Instead, he returned to his office, sat down, and held his head as he experienced a migraine. Despite his discomfort, he was determined to wait until Minsu realized that Sunjin was not coming. After a few hours, Wubin returned to Minsu's office and stood at the doorway, watching her. She had fallen asleep at her desk. Moving closer, he observed her, wondering how deeply she must love Sunjin to sacrifice her comfort by waiting for him. He reached out to touch her face but quickly pulled back when she suddenly woke up. Embarrassed, he stepped away and told her that it was late and they should leave. Finally, Minsu agreed. As they stepped outside, Wubin got on his motorcycle and offered to take her to school. Just as she was about to get on, Sunjin's car pulled up. Minsu looked at him as he stepped out of the car and walked toward her. She wanted nothing more than to run to him and embrace him. Without a word, Sunjin took her hand and led her to his car. Wubin stood there, watching as they drove away. Sunjin arrived at the beach with Minsu. He got out of the car, and Minsu followed him, asking why they were there at night. He looked at her and asked if she was mad at him for ignoring her. Minsu told him that she was to blame and that she should have listened to him instead of asking him to go talk to Kim. Realizing that Minsu was standing a bit far from him, he told her to come closer. She smiled and moved toward him. He leaned in, kissed her, and asked if she trusted him. Minsu nodded and smiled. Taking her hand, he told her he had something for her. He led her toward the beach, where she saw beautiful lights and breathtaking decorations. Sunjin had arranged a night picnic just for the two of them. Amazed by how beautiful everything was, Minsu looked at Sunjin and asked when he had done this. Sunjin smiled and told her he had connections. He held her hand and led her to the blanket spread out on the sand. They both sat down, and he pulled her into his arms as they watched the peaceful waves together. Breaking the silence, he told her that growing up, he had always thought love was a simple thing. He had imagined that when he grew up, he would fall in love and live happily ever after. But he had never considered the obstacles that two people had to face to finally be together. He added that although their journey had been a bumpy one, he couldn't imagine going through it with anyone else. Minsu looked at him, admiring how handsome he looked as he spoke so passionately about them. Sunjin turned to her, took her hands in his, and apologized for being a bad boyfriend at times, promising to be a better man for both of them. Minsu smiled and told him he was the best boyfriend and that she wouldn't trade him for anything. They lay on the blanket, looking up at the stars while holding hands. Sunjin turned to face her, looking deep into her eyes, and told her they should run away together. He suggested they could go far away from everything, to Italy, Thailand, or Africa, just the two of them. Worried, Minsu gently touched his hair and asked why he was saying such things. Sunjin told her he had managed to deal with Kim, but after that, she had gone to his father and arranged an engagement behind his back. Minsu's heart sank at his words. She asked him what he was going to do and whether he was just going to sit back and let them dictate his life. Sunjin sat up straight, looked at Minsu, held her hands, and told her that he had a plan. He asked her if she trusted him. Minsu told him she did, smiled and told her to continue trusting him. He held her close to him, said there was an easy solution to everything. Curious, Minsu asked what it was. Sunjin smiled and told her that he could get her pregnant, and then he would be forced to marry her. Minsu became shy and told him that her parents would kill her and that she wouldn't want to get pregnant on her first time. She paused, too embarrassed to continue. Sunjin sat up and looked at her, teasingly asking what she meant by her first time. Though he understood, he wanted to hear her say it. Minsu looked away, embarrassed. Sunjin smiled and asked if he was her first boyfriend. She nodded. Feeling happy, he told her he was glad to hear that and that he didn't mind being her first everything. He confessed that every time he touched her, he wished he could go further, but he would only do so if she gave him permission. Even if she wasn't ready, He assured her that he loved her regardless. Minsu, still shy, looked at him and told him that she was ready. He pulled her closer, telling her they should have a romantic getaway on his birthday night, as he wanted to spend the entire day with her. She agreed. They sat together holding each other as they watched the waves, wishing the night would never end. Minsu looked at him and told him that no matter what, she wouldn't give up on him. Sunjin smiled, realizing just how lucky he was.